Hey guys, welcome back for another episode of The Suited Shootist, and what I'm going to do today is a little bit of an experiment because to build on last week's post of the review for the PHLSTER ENIGMA, I wanted to try and get some quantifiable data on how much slower a tucked garment versus an untucked cover garment is going to be, because I've done a little bit of messing around with it at the range, and I'll see if I can maybe splice in a little bit of that video as well, but not with this rig Pepsi Challenge side by side. So I'm curious if the lack of belt clips is going to maybe make clearing the cover garment a little bit easier or something like that. So this is my first time really trying this, and I'm also trying to kind of beat myself back into a more regular dry fire regimen. So that's kind of the other motivation for this as well. So let's kind of dig into it and kind of learn together. I don't have a par time set, but I am using the Pocket Pro 2 shot timer that was sent to me by Target Barn. So if you are in need of ammunition, I would definitely check there first. Like everybody else, they're having supply issues, but they were gracious enough earlier in the year to help me out a little bit. So I always want to show them some love whenever I can. So yeah, let's just kind of jump into it. This is one of my training polos, so yes, it's a little bit baggier than what I normally wear, but in the same vein, I'm okay if it gets jacked up. So let's jump into it. The DryFire Mag, unfortunately, does not register loud enough to pick up on the on the shot timer. So I'm gonna have to actually watch this video and run the elapsed math myself, but I'll go ahead and post the times as best I can for that. Just for reference, the target that I'm using is not really a formal target. It's only about 11 feet here in my study from where I'm standing to the solid exterior brick wall. So I'm actually using just the head of a little Funko pop figurine as my designated target area. So let's jump into it and kind of see what happens. I'm going to start untucked and go from there. Okay. Could have been a little bit better on the support hand with that one. Over-confirmed my sights on that one. Let's go 5 each. Okay, now, again, like I talked about last week, unlike with tuckable clips, there's no having to undo and kind of jam stuff in, so tucking a shirt in is a lot more manageable with something like the ENIGMA. Again, I'm rocking my normal weekend Duluth Trading Company joggers, so I'm running an elastic waistband. Makes things a lot easier, especially for something like this. So let's see what the big difference is with a tucked in garment, if any. Okay, I broke that shot before my dot was really on the head, it was in the body. Oh, hang on. Need to reset that, don't I? Can't cheat. lost the dot on that one. It was high in the window. So clearly I need to work on my presentations. All right. Again, dot was high and to the left. So I'm definitely going to need a little bit more work on that. Wonder how much... Oh, okay. So I just broke it free, but this was a good learning opportunity. The drawstring of my pants ended up in the sight channel of the holster. So admittedly, I'm getting a little lackadaisical with my reholstering because this is an inert gun right now, but shame on me for that. That's not cool, and that is definitely ingraining some bad habits. So I'm not even going to cut that out. I'm leaving that in here because that's the entire point of this, is to kind of highlight imperfections. So that right there is a very teachable moment of me being inattentive during my reholster procedure. And that is definitely no bueno. So that just struck me. I wanted to call that out because, you know, some folks out there, when they're putting this stuff, will only kind of give you the highlight reel. But anyways, regardless, I had either 2 or 3, let's say 2, so we'll do 3 more tucked. Okay. And I didn't even look at the holster again. I need to stop doing that. There we go. Over-confirm the sights, but that was a good one. And that is what I should have been doing this entire damn video. Let's go 2 more. Nope. Broke the shot high to the left. Let's go 2 more. There it is. And then just for the sake of argument, I've got a B8 right next to this. It's at this distance a much more generous target area, but for the sake of what Gabe White likes to call speed mode, I'm going to do a couple of reps on the larger target area just to see, again, giving myself a wider margin of error, seeing if there's any more appreciable difference in terms of how fast the gun is coming out, because if I'm shooting at a smaller allowable target area, some of that time is getting chewed up confirming the dot and not just on the draw. So for the sake of science, let's do a couple with a slightly larger target and see what happens. So tucked. That one felt really good. And then go a couple untucked. Dot came in from 12 o'clock. I didn't quite have it. But yeah, so I'm going to play this back, run it through Coach's eye, and kind of get a feel for exactly what those times were, and you'll see them posted. It felt like the untucked was obviously a little bit quicker, but I don't know about how appreciably faster it necessarily was. I might do one of these as well with just a one-handed draw to see if that comes into play at all. But yeah, so I figure this is kind of a fun little experiment, and it's good information to have, because especially if you are in that environment where you can get away with carrying your normal gun, but you need it to be, discreetly carried in something like this, you need to know what you're giving up so that you can make the appropriate concessions. Because just generously, if this is another quarter second or another half second, depending on your level of skill, then you need to make sure that you're able to buy yourself that additional time, so that when you're getting the gun out, you've earned that draw, and you're not racing against another drawn weapon or making some other suboptimal timing decision. So hopefully you found this useful. I absolutely encourage you to play around with it yourself. And again, we're kind of in the countdown to Christmas, but if you do need any last minute gifts, there is a link to my Amazon store down below. There's some great options in terms of books, as well as some other both defense and style related gear. If you are so inclined, I do get a small percentage of those purchases. It doesn't cost you anything, but it helps me kind of build and grow the channel, both in terms of the equipment that I'm using to record and edit, as well as hopefully some gear reviews for products in 2021. So thank you for tuning in, and hope everybody stays safe. Have a Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, whatever your particular flavor of winter solstice holiday is. I appreciate you watching, and I'll catch you next week. Take care.